Good afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Hey, I am your host once again, Mr. Medina, with the Englewood Enterprise Gallery's Shy Rise Show. As always, we like to promote the idea of Shy Rise, not Chirac. Ain't no holding us back. And thank you for joining us again. The time is about 5:30. Chicago time, Central Standard Time, and it's just an awesome pleasure to be here once again at the Shy Rise Show. For those of you who don't know, the Englewood Enterprise Gallery is a creative co-working space. We used to be located on 71st and Wentworth. Our new location is on 1200 West 35th Street in the Bridgeport Artist Lofts. That's actually where we are headquarters, and we welcome any opportunity to work or network with other creative, community development oriented organizations around the city, state, country, world, and the universe, because that's how we like to do it. I'm your host, Mr. Medina. So, for those of you who have never seen the Shy Rise Show, brought to you by the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, I always like to give people a visual look at some of the great things that we do at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. So just give me a couple seconds and I'd like to cue this up for you to take a look. And of course, as always, feel free to call in and let me know what you think. It's such a pleasure to be back. We missed y'all. We were off for a season, but now we are back and ready for action. The Shy Rise Show, Englewood Enterprise Gallery. Wow, that was awesome. That music is so exciting. And also, before I forget, hey, the Englewood Enterprise Gallery at our new address, 1200 West 35th Street. You can also reach us by phone at 773-719-9848. That's 719-9848. If you happen to miss us, feel free that we will get back to you within 24 hours or less. And you can always check out our website at EnglewoodEnterpriseGallery.com. That's EnglewoodEnterpriseGallery.com. And of course our email at enterprisegallery@gmail.com. That is enterprisegallery@gmail.com. Hey, man, it's such a great pleasure to be back once again, the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. We are a creative co-working space. We facilitate a lot of artist services. We also engage in youth mentorship. If you have seen any of the work that we do on the Shy Rise Show aired on CAN TV, Channel 21, or also, we have done projects like our Youth Business Network, as well as our Youth Empowerment Society, as well as our Kid Biz Entrepreneurship Saturday Camp that we do, and summer job programs. So we try to stay engaged with positive things, and we like to promote positivity in the face of so much violence, in the face of so much despair, in the face of so much turmoil that we face every day. Speaking of violence and turmoil, because I don't like to focus on the negative, you know, some of the things that I've been up to myself, I did a little traveling this past weekend, and I just wanted to share this brief story with you because it is a testament to the state that our communities are in. You know, I went to go visit my old college last weekend, 1,000 miles away down in sunny Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to be exact. And I know a lot of times when we think of the South, we think of country this and country that, you know, but when you really look at it, hey, these are places, cities just like ours. They suffer from the same things that any other city would suffer from. So the whole point of what I'm sharing is I went to a parade that was a big homecoming parade. People had the children out trying to enjoy themselves and all of that. And as soon as the parade starts, all of a sudden there's a gun scare, unfortunately. You know, people got their little babies out there and everything. It's a gun scare. All of a sudden it's a stampede. You know, kind of like some of us may be familiar with going to large events. If it's a fight that breaks out, if you know, some type of threat of violence or whatever, next thing you know, it's a stampede. And you know, unfortunately, you know, parents getting separated from their children, strollers knocked all over the place, you know, babies crying, just sheer pandemonium, you know. And it really, unfortunately, reminded me of home, you know. But I have to remember, you know, despite all the negative press that we get here in Chicago, the threats of violence and the cycle of violence that continue to perpetuate themselves all over the country and the world. You know, it's not just a Chicago thing. It's pandemonium, and it's a problem that is everywhere. So I just wanted to share that with you because it's just amazing that I would go 1,000 miles away from home and still be faced with the same things that we're faced with, not every day, but far too often here in Chicago. You know, as a matter of fact, there was you know, it made big national news the day I arrived there. You know, the young people on the college campus, they having a party, trying to enjoy themselves and have a good time. And the next thing you know, somebody gets shot. You know, a young man who went to LSU, you know, he played on the basketball team. And it's just unfortunate, you know. So that's just a testament to why the Englewood Enterprise Gallery is even relevant. You know, we as community, wherever we're located, we choose a lot of different strategies to deal with violence. You know, some people march, some people think that increasing the jobs would help, some people think that changing our mind will help, or praying until something happens will help. You know, all of these are important factors, but one thing that we try not to forget is creativity. I am a firm believer that creativity helps strengthen your mind. As a matter of fact, scientists have already proven that art increases neuroplasticity. And I know that's a heavy term. I don't want to talk over nobody's head, but pretty much in layman's terms, that means that art can make you smarter. It can actually grow your brain. But if you know anything about the brain don't grow outward, the brain grows inward. All right, so the more you stimulate your mind with new and creative things, all right, the more you learn, the more words you equip yourself with, the more skills that you learn, and the more information that you equip yourself with, you actually grow your mind inward, not outward. So that is what neuroplasticity is, and it is important that we get creative about how to deal with the problems that plague and affect our community. I'm a big proponent of that. I think that all innovation comes from creative minds, because you have to have people that recognize a problem and they come up with a solution that may have never even existed. And being that it's a solution that never existed, that means that they have to imagine a solution. You know, also, just sharing my trip with you while I was in Louisiana, I took a trip by a museum, right? And it's a museum. Louisiana has a rich history of big antebellum houses, and a French history, and a Spanish history, and the Louisiana Purchase history. but it also has a history of slavery and servitude, right? But in my trip to the museum, I found some very interesting things. And one other thing that I just wanted to share, since we're talking about innovation and creativity, there was a gentleman, and his name fails me, but you can actually look it up, because what he did was revolutionize the sugar industry. There was a gentleman whose father was a slave master, and his mother was naturally a slave, a servant, or what people choose to call, you know, the ancestors who had to live under forced servitude. But this gentleman his father felt it important to allow him to get proper education. And that's one thing that slaves, African slaves, or people in forced servitude of that time were not allowed. The only thing that they were allowed to learn was the Bible, which was given to them by their slave master. You know, but this gentleman, being that his father was a slave master, he was allowed to learn and he was allowed to be educated. And he saw a problem. He looked at the sugar industry, all right, and at that time there were well over 100 sugar plantations in the state of Louisiana, because the sugar industry was booming. We get all types of things from sugar, not just candy, alcohol, which the world consumes a lot of alcohol. Alcohol as in drinking alcohol, you know, and different things like that. So what this gentleman did is he looked at the existing sugar industry and he used innovation to see how could he make this process more efficient. Just like the gentleman that created the cotton gin. Once again, that was he was a slave, a product of forced servitude here in America, but because his life was so hard picking cotton, which is a pretty hard thing to do, and at that time they would have adults on down to the little bitty babies picking cotton, right? He innovated on a way to make pulling cotton from the cotton plant easier, all right, and it will allow the cotton planters to get more cotton and reap more benefit. So he saw his people around him in forced servitude, and he came up with a wonderful idea that should make their lives a lot easier, called the cotton gin. So these are just two instances of people that see opportunity to make changes and innovate a process to make our lives easier, or their lives easier. So this is why I feel creativity and art and innovation is so important. We have to look deep within ourselves and come up with solutions to the problems that we have. It might not be the same solution that we attempt to rely on all of the time. And you can tell whether or not your solution is working by whether or not you're able to solve your problem, or does your problem still persist. So bringing it back around to violence in the community. Violence is a very big thing. You know, violence in the community comes from all angles, whether inside of your community or outside of your community. And it is something that we need to continue to innovate on and come up with solutions to. Hey, one of the solutions that we like to offer at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery is art and creativity. You know, and the way we do this is that we give our young people that are involved with our group, our organization, we give them an opportunity to exercise creativity that they may have never been able to exercise before. Maybe they don't have art classes in the school that they go to. Maybe they didn't have money to take art classes somewhere. But with the Englewood Enterprise Gallery and our mission to uplift humanity using arts and creativity, all right, humanity, not this person or that person, but all people, using arts and creativity, that is our mission. So we feel that we are able to continue to help the community by fulfilling our mission and our purpose. All right, we have to give our young people and our adults some creativity. You know, some people utilize arts and creativity as a therapy, and we think that's important as well. Post-traumatic stress and different things like that. Art is being used to deal with personal problems that people may have. Even if it's something as simple as creating a vision board, all right? Having a vision of what you want your future to be. One thing that I noticed as a youth growing up in Chicago, unfortunately, in my own life, me and many of my peers, we did not see a future in our lives. I don't really know why we looked at life like that, you know, but it could be something that all young people are faced with because their vision is so limited. If I'm a 16-year-old, I've only seen 16 years worth of life. I don't know what the next 16 may hold for me. So I lack vision and I lack the ability to plan. And those that fail to plan, they are planning to fail. So things like vision boards and other things like that that allow us to actually utilize our creativity and create a vision of what we would like for our future to be and what we would like to see in our future. Many of my peers, we did not think that we would live past 17 years old. I still don't have no explanation for that. But 17 years beyond that time, I see how I was so very wrong. I see how it was just an era of my youth to think that I would not be granted plenty of time on this wonderful earth to do great things for myself, my family, my peers, my family and friends, and all of that. So it's important that we continue to work to instill vision into our young people, vision into our community, creativity, and that we work to continue to beautify our community using arts and creativity. But enough about that. If you just tuning in, once again, we are the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. Our new headquarter location is at 1200 West 35th Street. All right, that is located in the Bridgeport Artist Lofts over there. Also, you can reach us at our website, EnglewoodEnterpriseGallery.com. That is www.EnglewoodEnterpriseGallery.com. And feel free to always email us at enterprisegallery@gmail.com. That is enterprisegallery@gmail.com. All right. So, just a couple of important things before I forget about it, because the show moves so fast and I always end up running over and they have to put me out the building. So to prevent that this time, let me go ahead and get some of my important announcements out the way. I would like to invite everyone out to our Open Artist Studios on October 19th at the Bridgeport Artist Lofts, all right, at 1200 West 35th Street. You can come on up to the 4th floor and see what are some of the great things that we have to offer in our new location of the Englewood Enterprise Gallery Studio on the 4th floor of the Bridgeport Artist Lofts. The building has brags of 3 art galleries. There's also a fashion lab for people that are into fashion who want to peruse around and see what the fashion designers are doing. There's also a place where the clay artists are making clay works of art and fine art, the Clay Artist Gallery, as well as they got a kiln that's probably about the size of your house. If I said that right, kiln. I think I said that right, K-I-L-N. Yes. Okay, so that's October 19th, 3rd Fridays, Open Studios. You can join us, the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, at our new studio location located in the Bridgeport Artist Lofts. So that brings me to another interesting point. I'd like to share this with you because it is a phenomenal work of art that I was able to witness when I went on my trip. Some artists that are part of our national and international artist network that the Englewood Enterprise Gallery is a part of, and I was really inspired and motivated by this awesome project. So I wanted to come back and share that to all of our friends and family back here in Chicago so that we can continue to inspire each other to do great things. So check this out. Give me a call, 312-738-1060, and let me know what you think. I think you might enjoy this.
Every single day
Yes, wow. You know, I get inspired every time I see that. I really like the work that the gentleman did down there in Baton Rouge. And the title of that video is Baton Rouge Community Empowerment Through Art. You know, and it's phenomenal what they did, because really they told a story that a lot of our young people would never even know about. You know, but they didn't say it in words, they said it in pictures. You know, so many of the murals that they created with that particular project were all of historical significance. So, you know, sometimes we in the social media era, you know, information age, you know, and even though we're in the information age, a lot of people don't even like to read. They like to sit up and look at pictures and watch videos and selfies and all of that other stuff. But a picture is worth 1,000 words. So sometimes you got to slip a little information in on some people that they wasn't even ready for. So I think that these young men that painted those awesome murals down there, they blew the mind away of the community. And I think that that's a beacon of light for that community and other communities that are similarly situated. Let us continue to tell our stories using arts and creativity. Once again, because the time is moving so fast, so much to talk about, so little time, let me do this before we get out of here. Englewood Enterprise Gallery, 1200 West 35th Street. All right. Also check out our website, englewood-enterprisegallery.com, and you can also reach us by email, enterprisegallery@gmail.com. Now, I'm going to speed through these last few minutes because they're going to be running me out of here in a minute. October 19th is Third Fridays Open Studios. You can check out the Englewood Enterprise Gallery Studio located up in the Bridgeport Artist Lofts. Also, something special, we're taking a trip to Starved Rock. We're doing a hiking retreat this weekend on Sunday morning, all right? So if somebody would like to meet us out there, it's a family-oriented event. Starved Rock is about an hour away. We're going to caravan out there. It's no charge if you're going to provide your own transportation, or if you want to meet us out there. It'll be a great hiking excursion and a great team-building project. So that will take place this Sunday. If you want more information about it, check out our email address. Hit us on the email, enterprisegallery@gmail.com. That's enterprisegallery@gmail.com. Also, before I get out of here, so much going on. I'm going to share this little video with you right quick before we get out of here, because I'm always proud of the work that we do with our young people and the awesome work that they do. Mr. Medina, Englewood Enterprise Gallery, The Shy Ride Show.
I'm so happy. Me?
Hold your camera. You come over here.
That was a quick one. All right. So I wasn't going to eat up too much time because I'm down to about 30 seconds. All right. Appreciate all the callers, or all of those who couldn't call. I know the lines was probably busy and nobody really got through. But hey, better luck next week. 5:30 p.m. Channel 21, CAN TV. If you can't get it, then feel free to go to our Facebook page at Englewood Enterprise Gallery. That's Englewood Enterprise Gallery on Facebook. And you can also pull up the CAN TV hotline link so that you can watch the show on your mobile device. My name is Mr. Medina. I appreciate your time. Look forward to seeing you back next week. Have a great day. Peace.